Early voting for the November 4th election continues through Friday, and one key race we are watching is the special election for a state Senate seat here in North Texas. Our Jack Fink joining us once again in this newscast. Why is this race happening right now?
Well, Doug, the special election will fill a key vacancy in the state Senate in our area. District 9 is in Tarrant County, and the opening was created when Republican Kelly Hancock resigned to become the acting Texas Comptroller earlier this year. There are two Republican candidates, conservative activist Lee Wamsgans and former Southlake mayor and businessman John Huffman. There's also a Democrat, Taylor Ramette, a local union president and veteran. And we asked each of the candidates why voters should select them over the others.
I'm the only candidate in this race who has worked for over 3 decades, not just for one city, not just for one union, but for all of Texas, for all of Tarrant County, and in multiple arenas, from being in Austin, working on legislation, working for conservative candidates, working to make sure Tarrant County stays red. I believe the best policies for everyone in Texas are conservative policies.
One of the reasons why we're seeing a lot of energy around our campaign and why voters are coming out and talking with us in really, really large numbers is because folks want a proven conservative leader, someone who's experienced, so they can make a difference in the Senate in day one.
Voters have a choice. There are two Republicans that don't represent the working class, and I believe that I do. I'm a working everyday Texan. I go to work every day in my workers union. I turn wrenches. I hear all the issues that working Texans are dealing with, and I want to help represent their interests in the state Senate.
And then there's the issue of legalizing casino gambling in Texas, which would require a vote by the legislature, and then voters would have to change the Texas Constitution. We asked if they would support what's been proposed before, a limited number of resorts around the state that would have casinos.
My stance and views on that is we already have gambling right outside the border of Texas, and they're bringing dollars outside of our state. If we do have gambling in Texas, I would like to see it with good paying jobs for Texans, union jobs. I, would like it to be, tax regulated, and I wouldn't want any subsidies to go to it to have it done. If they want to bring their business here, they have to pay full price.
And so is it something that you would support?
If done right, like how I just mentioned, yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Once you pass it, you can't stop it from being on every street corner. The thing is if people want to gamble, we're a short drive away up to Oklahoma to let that happen. I don't support expanded gambling in the state of Texas. The law enforcement entities that support me tell me that for every dollar it brings in, it's $4 in law enforcement and health and human services cost to taxpayers. Again, we're the 8th largest economy in the world with a $2.7 trillion GDP. We don't need the gambling industry in Texas.
So I've been consistent from the very start. I think Texans should be able to choose for themselves whether or not to expand gaming in the state of Texas. There are arguments for it, arguments against it, and I trust that Texans can make that decision for themselves. I will tell you what I do not support, and that is casinos and slot machines and 8-liners on every corner in every community. I would support a ballot initiative to let Texans vote on a limited number of licenses for these large-scale, multi-billion-dollar developments. I mean limited, like less than 10.
There could be a runoff in this race, and that will happen if one candidate does not get 50% plus one.